Lauren here. As you might know, I have a lot of creative projects, this YouTube channel included. In this video, I wanted to show you how I plan out my work and keep everything organized using a bunch of apps on my computer. Specifically, Trello and Evernote are my heroes, and I'm so glad that I found them because they have made my life as a content creator so much easier. This video is sponsored by Intel, which I'm really excited about because my old laptop is really slowing down and just starting to buckle under the pressure of everything I put it through to make all of this happen. Intel recently released their new 8th generation Intel Core processor, and I'm really excited to see how it speeds up my whole process now that I've got my hands on this new HP Spectre X360 13-inch. There's been a 40% jump in processor performance since the 7th generation, so I can only imagine how much better it'll handle my workload over my 5-year-old laptop. For more information on the 8th gen Intel Core processor and on all of the apps that I'm going to be mentioning in this video, read the video description below. I'm also going to be talking a bit more about my new computer at the end of this video, so stick around for that if you get excited about the tech stuff like I do. So the first app that I find really useful when I'm managing my creative projects is called Trillo. This program lets you make boards for different projects and cards for smaller topics within those boards. You can then drag the cards around and organize them in different lists. For example, one thing that I really love to do in Trello is to do a brainstorm list and then add a card for each individual idea that I come up with. That way I have them all right there when I'm ready to start producing my next round of videos. So that's kind of the basic idea, but you can also add descriptions, labels, and attachments to each card. So because of that, I like to use the cards as a go-to place where I can keep important text, information, files even. And that is especially helpful because I have Trello installed on all of my devices. So if I'm editing a video on my computer and I save some screenshots, I can go onto my phone, pull down some of the screenshots from Trello, and then work on them for an Instagram photo that I can post from my phone. So now I'm going to walk you through some of the ways that I set up my boards to help me stay organized. So the first one I'm going to show you here is a sample board that I put together that's very similar to what I use to help me organize my YouTube channel and my video ideas. And so these are totally customizable. They're completely blank when you first open up the program, but this is kind of to give you an idea of where you can start and then you can change it for what works for you. Like I said earlier, there is a brainstorming list right in the front. And so every time I get an idea, even if it's on my phone, I can add an idea. So let's just, for the sake of simplicity, I'm adding a vlog there. And there are some of my ideas that I have coming up. So one really great thing about this program is that you can move these cards anywhere you want. And so my next list is the to film list. This is the list that I look at when I'm right about to film a bunch of videos. So for example, if I wanted to film, say, this gift ideas video, I would click and drag that from brainstorming to film. One thing that you can do with your cards is add a label, and I actually like to use the labels as a way to make a little header. So I have a vlogs card with a red label added. Then I put all my vlogs beneath that, and it makes it really easy for me to sort them within the list, which is fun. So here are the vlogs that I'm going to be filming next, and then down here are the DIY tutorials I'm going to be filming next. It helps me to keep those separate because I film the vlogs head on and I film the DIYs down on the table. So they're a different setup. Depending on what setup I'm doing, I then know what I'm going to be filming next. So then once I've filmed those videos, I can click and drag them from to film over to the next list, which is filmed. That is a helpful list because when I go to edit, I can see what I have and what I need to do next. So the second half of this list is basically a schedule for the next few months of video content that I'm already starting to plan out. So right now I have a November list, a December list, and a January list. And this is really helpful for me because if I know that I'm gonna wanna do Christmas videos in December, I can list the ideas for the Christmas videos in December right here, and I kind of know I wanna have 4 to 8 videos per month, so it can kind of help me keep in mind where I'm headed and what I need to do in order to have those videos ready by that time. This is what the cards look like if they're pretty blank. Oh hey, this is actually this video, my planning content video. So you can add to the description ideas and thoughts and anything I want to remember. And then there are lots of things on the sides of each card that you can do here. You can add a due date to the card and it will, turn red and get angry at you if you don't finish that in time. You can add a checklist, which is really, really helpful. So let's see, I need to script the video. I need to film the video, I need to edit it, and then as you finish it, you can fill up the checklist, and then right here is where you can do the attachments. And that's actually how I prefer to add pictures, like the screenshots or maybe the thumbnails if I want to post them on Twitter later from my phone. And that's how I kind of keep ahead of all of these videos that I'm working on all at once. I'm at a lot of different places in my process during any given time for a lot of different projects at once. And this keeps it all organized and in one place. And because of this, I'm not going to accidentally forget to edit a video that I filmed 6 months ago. I may put it off because a lot of other things come up, but I will always know that I can look at this filmed list and see, okay, what else do I have that I can post this week? So you can use as many boards as you want, and I'm going to show you the framework for another one that I like to use, which is my Etsy board. I have an Etsy shop, and there is a lot to keep track of with running an Etsy shop, so it's very helpful to me to have a board that kind of keeps everything in here. So again, the first way I start off a lot of my boards is a brainstorming board. So I have a plushie ideas board. So anytime people leave me comments saying you have to do a koala plushie, it goes on that list. So then I can just continue writing all of my ideas right there, and it's very helpful for me. Actually, I probably should switch these two. The next one is the design list. And this is a place where I can put ideas for the plushies that I'm hoping to design. One example of something that would go in this list is the sketches card. And a way that I design my plushies is I sketch on pen and paper, and then I take a picture of that sketch. And this is where it goes. It goes right in here. And then if I'm on my computer about to go into Adobe Illustrator to ink up my pattern, I can just go onto Trello on my computer and download it from right there. And it's really nice to have that. I really like to keep my patterns saved on Trello because I can print out a new one anytime if the patterns I've already printed and cut out get ruined. That is something that I would attach to the patterns card. And I can also write down ideas and all sorts of things. There really are no rules with this. It's just however it works for you. So the next list on my Etsy board is the inventory list. And this is a place where I have a card for each of my current products in my Etsy shop. So in the title for the card, I put the name of the product and the price for the product. And then inside the card, I use the description to put any notes that I want to about that particular one. I can attach product photos to this card so I can post them on Instagram whenever I want to from my phone. I also have a packaging list. I think a lot about branding and packaging for my Etsy shop. So here's a card about my pin cards, and I can attach the file for the design for the pin cards to that card. I have a business cards one. If I want to redo my business cards, I can add information to this description right here when I'm thinking about what I need to change. And then when I go to design it, I can go and look at the description and see the notes that I had written for myself, so I can make sure I don't forget anything important. I also have a marketing list. So this is where I could put cards for ideas for ways to promote my shop. If I have any new ideas, if I take a course on promoting your Etsy shop, I can take notes and put them in the cards right there. And then that way, it's all right where I need it. And this kind of keeps everything in one place that I can access from anywhere. And as you'll be able to tell from this video, I use a lot of different tools, and so I'm always multitasking on my computer. When I'm working on all my different projects, I always have a zillion windows open because I've got Trello open, I have my web browser with a ton of tabs going at any given time, I have my video editor, my graphic design program, and so I definitely need a computer that can handle that multitasking. Luckily for me, that's exactly what the 8th gen Intel Core processor was made to handle, so hopefully that will mean I can get stuff done a little bit faster now. Alright, so on to Evernote. This app is the main place that I go to write out longer blocks of text for the things that I brainstormed for on Trello. They give you the ability to make a notebook for each of your various projects, and then when you write an individual note, you can organize it into the specific notebook that you need. The number one thing that I use Evernote for is writing out scripts and outlines for my YouTube videos. That way they're really easy to find when I need to film a video, record a voiceover, anything like that. And then I can go in there later and grab the scripts when I need to make a closed captioning file for my captions here on YouTube. So this is what Evernote looks like if you access it from a browser. And this is actually the script for this video right here. It's in my YouTube channel notebook. And you can just type and type as much as you want, and it will save it, and you can access it from 2 of your devices unless you want to pay more for the app. Some other ways that I use Evernote are for songwriting. If I have some ideas for a song, I can put them into a note and then slowly start adding the lyrics and the chords for the song, and then I have them saved there whenever I need to go refresh my memory for a show. So I put those in my songs notebook. In the moment when I think of something and I want to write it down and I need more space than Trello will give me, I can take out my phone and jot something down in Evernote and it will be there. Originally, when I started writing songs and YouTube scripts and things like that, I had a bunch of individual note documents that I would save in a folder on my computer. And because of that, it was pretty disorganized. Sometimes I had trouble finding something because I didn't remember what I named it. The search engine within Evernote is really good if you think of something that you had written and you don't remember the title. You can search for the text and it's really quick to find everything. This system works so much better for me. I do wish that more devices were allowed in the free version, but I will deal with it. Between Trello, Evernote, and my bullet journal, which I talked about in a previous video, I'm able to keep a lot of creative projects going at once, and they're all relatively organized. And while everyone has a different approach to managing their work, I know that mine got a lot easier once I figured out that I could use these two apps to help me. I hope that hearing more about how I plan and organize my YouTube content and my Etsy shop was helpful to you. In the comments below, I'd love to hear how you stay on top of all of your creative projects. So, in case you are curious about the new laptop, I went with a 2-in-1 convertible, which has intrigued me for a while. I've never owned one like this before. So I can just draw right onto my laptop screen, and that's pretty awesome. I also travel a lot, and my last 2 laptops were really heavy, and I kind of did whatever I could to avoid traveling with them, but this one is super light. As a video content creator and musician who runs a bunch of different online shops and websites, I rely so much on computers. I honestly couldn't do my job without them. I use computers to plan out everything I do, design all my branding and handmade products, edit my videos, run my social media accounts, promote my work, manage collaborations, and run all of my online stores and websites. That's a lot that was resting on an older machine that was really starting to lag and currently has red and blue flashing lines going across the screen. It was time for a refresh for sure. That's all for now. If you have any more questions about how I plan and organize my creative projects, leave them in the comments below and I'll do my best to help you out. And don't forget to check the video description if you want to learn more about anything I mentioned earlier. Thanks again to Intel for sponsoring this video. Thank you for watching it, and I'll see you soon.